We're going to start off with the one and only president of the board of Chinatown CDC. Let's welcome Fei Sin.
We're so pleased that all of you are here to join us for the start of another one of CCDC's wonderful housing projects. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How about this one? Okay, all right. So, as you know, these projects take a long time. And I've got to note, it's been 22 years since the demolition of the Embarcadero Freeway until now. It's taken 17 years for the city to issue the request for proposals for this site to be affordable housing. It took 4 years since we were selected as developers to get the financing together and to start construction. It took 3 different project managers. It took 2 different executive directors. But I'm glad to say, and I promise you, that this project will be built under one mayor. Oh, it will be started and completed under Mayor Ed Lee, who's the greatest housing mayor that we've had in this city. So it takes a lot of people to make a project like this. And what I'm supposed to do is to announce the lenders, because it's really the money that makes a project successful. Okay, so we have from the Mayor's Office of Housing, Olson Lee. Would you stand up? Teresa Yanga and Joan McNamara. Yay. From SFMTA, we have Ed Reskin and John Fungi. John is here, I know. Thank you, John. From the San Francisco Human Services Agency, which is providing us the very important service grant to provide social services to the tenants, Trent Roher and Joyce Crum, and our very own Daryl Higashi. From our equity partners, Raymond James, Kevin Kilbane, Kevin. From Silicon Valley Bank, we have Rebecca Koch. From the California Department of Housing and Community Development, they can't afford to bring people here from Sacramento. They're not here. Federal Home Loan Bank Board of San Francisco for their Affordable Housing Program grant, Kirby Ung. And a green grant from the Bay Area List Home Depot, Peggy Jen. Thank you all for supporting this project financially. And now I'm going to turn it over to our very own Reverend Norman Fong.
All right. Let's see if I use this one. Okay. So I'm not going to give a speech. That's a sign. I'm not giving any long speech, but I am filled with so much joy. Are you filled with joy? Yeah. This is good news today for everybody. We're talking great family housing for very low income, almost homeless folks. So this is it. Beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Go to your neighbor and go like this. Say you're beautiful. Just go right next to them. It's a beautiful day. I don't care about clouds. We've made it through clouds. This site was a very tough time, and it reminds us of the earthquake and the damage from that. And now we're at a point, it took a long time, of celebrating wonderful opportunities. So the word in Chinese, what's the word? Crisis? That's right. Crisis opportunity. Ngai gay. Everyone say ngai gay. Ngai gay. So it's beautiful. That's what today's about. Out of the devastation comes hope, and out of this came a great synergy of all kind of city departments. John Fungi, right on, man. Okay. You know, and so that's why you really have to appreciate this. But my job is not to give a speech, but to thank all kind of people, probably everyone here. So here we go. You know, oh, by the way, it's going to be 8 stories. She asked me how big is it. It's going to be 8-story family apartments, 10 studios, 36 1-bedrooms, 24 2-bedrooms, 5 3-bedrooms, and a complete with a large roof garden. The apartment incorporates green features throughout, 15% surpassing California standards, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And of course, Chinatown CDC will be providing a lot of additional services as well, and blah, blah, blah. But we really want to thank the project team. I'm going to go really fast. Cahill Contractors, are you here? Chuck Paley, Guy Estes, Mike Corman, Jim Henry, Nate Kaufman, Casey Cousin. Where is Chuck? Did Chuck make it? Oh man, he gets me all kind of Giants tickets. Okay, anyway. Methune Solomon Architects, is Dan here? Dan's gotta be here somewhere. Oh, there he is, sitting down. Tony, Stephen Poon, and also Gonzalo Castro, the owner's rep, construction manager. The construction manager, put your fists in the air. I got power. All right. We would also like to thank the project team and consultants for their support and guidance. Alan Lowe, David Chabetta, are you here? Of course he's here. Perkins & Co. Applied Material Engineering, Bright Green Strategies, California Housing Partnership Corporation, Charles Salter Associates, Fugro Engineering, FW Associates, Gale Waterproofing. They told me to go this fast. GLS Landscape Architecture, it's all written down anyway. Martin Ron and Associates, Old Republic Title Company, Scott Barchet and Linda Hicks, Timmons Design Engineers, Tipping, Marr and Associates, Tommy Sue and Associates. Let's give them all a big hand. Times 10. All right, here we go. Of course, I would be in trouble if I didn't introduce the board and staff that are involved. So, Phil Chin, Ben Gollin, Faye, of course you already met, Alan Lowe, former board member, Wayne Hu, Cindy Joe, former board member, Gordon Chin, is he in the house? Gordon Chin, perfect time, let's give it for the old guy. The old boss. I'm actually not that far behind him. Someone said this should be named Gordon Chin Place, but that's too much politics. Okay, anyway, and you know that, okay. You know, there are so many people to thank, but heavy duty, who did a heavy lifting on the staff side? Where's Kim Piota? There you go. Tyann before that. But the housing development team under Whitney's shop, we want to give them the super hand. And joy to the world. Blessings to all. Thank you, Kim. All right, that's it. I think I did it under 5 minutes. Pretty good. So anyway, we really need affordable housing. We're so happy to have a mayor that really cares about it. And this is good gold for our community. And I envision a lot of families that live in single rooms, and I envision them here. So this is it. This is gold. In San Francisco, sometimes real estate becomes a, you know, more of a, I don't want to say a commodity, but you know, we need housing for San Franciscans. Am I right? Yeah. So everybody celebrate. All you press out there, be positive for once, okay? This is good stuff, man. We should celebrate. But first, batter up first is Kevin Kilbane. Why don't you come on up? From Raymond James.
Thank you. When I was talking to Whitney and Kim over there, this is a groundbreaking in the true sense. Usually it's just a piece of dirt, but you can see all the progress back here, so this is great. So anyways, I work for Raymond James. We invest in affordable housing nationwide. We've raised about $4 billion to date and became really active in California over the past couple of years. This is our 4th investment in San Francisco, all of which have involved some component of homeless housing and housing for mentally ill, so we're certainly committed to that mission. So, but obviously we're one small component of this deal. It took a collaborative effort by a lot of people, which really the glue was Chinatown Community Development, strong organization with a proven track record. Working with them and with significant support from the Mayor's Office of Housing in the state of California really makes our job pretty easy as an equity partner, so we certainly appreciate your vote of confidence in us and are certainly proud to be part of this development. So a couple other folks I want to just kind of point out that we had really enjoyed working with. Silicon Valley Bank and Rebecca Cook, they really provided a large construction loan at a very, very attractive interest rate, which helped to leverage a lot more equity to make this project feasible. And I don't know if Cindy Chang from First Republic Bank is here. They kind of operate behind the scenes, but they invest a couple $100 million in affordable housing and have a highly vested interest in the city of San Francisco. And they were our major funding source behind this project, so I do want to thank them. But again, all the credit goes to Whitney and Kim and their team. They've just been a tremendous organization to work with, and with the support from the Mayor's Office of Housing in the state of California, again, our job was pretty easy as an equity partner, so thank you.
All right. Very good. You set the tone for all speakers. Short and sweet today. Second batter-up, John Fungi. This is a wonderful partnership, wonderful collaboration. replacement housing. Ow, yes.
Good morning, everyone. This morning I'm representing Ed Reskin, our director of the SFMTA, and I know that Ed and the SFMTA is very pleased to be part of this program. You might be wondering, why is Central Subway associated with affordable housing? Our project had a major challenge. We were displacing 19 households on a building that we've acquired on the corner of Stockton and Washington. That was a challenge that kept us up at night. And when Norman mentioned households living in a single room, in this particular building there was 2 households living in a single room. And I'm very pleased, SFMTA is very pleased to be part of this project, where we're going to be partially funding for 14 new homes in this development. And so this is an excellent example of how city departments overcome challenges when they come together under the leadership of Mayor Lee and President Chu. So thank you very much.
Thank you, John. See, crisis, opportunity, and this is wonderful. Third batter up, of course, is our own district, also President of the Board of Supervisors, David Chu.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to be very, very brief. First of all, I want to thank all of you. If you just look around this crowd today, you are the village that is taking care of the future of San Francisco. You're the village that is building 21st century affordable housing. There's so many folks who've been thanked, but I want to start first. We have a lot of 4-letter words in San Francisco we don't like to say, but let me tell you one of my favorite 4-letter words: CCDC. Let's give it up for CCDC. In particular, I want to thank those of you who have been advocating, and those of you who are our tenants, our families, our seniors, our immigrants. You are the heart and soul of this community, and you are why we are all here today. I also want to thank all of our tremendous partners from government, from Mayor Lee and your administration, to our state help, to our federal agencies. Of course, we have to thank all of our private sector partners, our lending partners, our builders, our designers, our architects. I also want to take a moment and thank the SFMTA, because they were involved in a very uncontroversial project known as the Central Subway. And thanks to John Fungi and Ed Riskin, I was a little concerned that we weren't going to figure out where we were going to house these tenants who are displaced. So thank you for making sure that we're taking care of everyone as part of this project, John. And last but not least, I think one of the biggest challenges, and I know Mayor Lee would agree with this, one of the greatest challenges facing our city right now as our economy is booming is affordability, is making sure that everyone who ought to have a stake here in San Francisco can. And this site is going to be a symbol of exactly how we do that for our families, for our formerly homeless individuals, and again, for the next leadership of San Francisco. So congratulations, and Norman, let's turn some dirt.
All right, this is going to be quick. Our cleanup batter, the one and only Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Norman. Norman, I want to thank you and CCDC and staff. You guys never get all the credit you deserve, because no matter what we're doing, your agency is always there working, being focused on housing and services and the quality of life. So I'm really grateful to CCDC and the work that you do. Thank you. I am very happy to join Supervisor David Chu and John Fungi and so many of the other agencies that have worked very hard. You know, John said something a little earlier about the relationship between the Central Subway and this project. But you know, there's much more, and I think Cindy Wu, of all people, and others that really understand the way we have to plan for the city. Transportation and housing go together, and they must go together in the future. We've been taught for many, many years you can no longer build housing in areas where it's not connected to great transportation systems. And so we took this opportunity when we understood that when the Embarcadero Freeway was going down, and this community was very sad about that. And I know I was there with Rose Pack and others struggling for the survival of the Chinese community here in Chinatown when this freeway went down. And you know, to this day, some of us still feel we haven't fully recovered from that. But we take opportunities to have conversation with people about what we need to continue doing. And this is why I think CCDC forums that with the chamber and others to forge those conversations that have to happen. And so this is, I think, just the beginning. 75 units of affordable housing, but 18 of those are going to be dedicated to formerly homeless. That's incredible because those individuals need to be helped in this city. We're building a lot of housing, and as Norman referenced, a lot of that might not be reachable to our community. So we've got to do our part to make sure affordability rests in with that. So we're creative. We're getting that innovation going, and I love to see the city's official bird on this site. It's the crane, of course. And I want to just take this opportunity to thank all of the different agencies because as Gordon was whispering in my ear, we're becoming more and more the national model. That is, urban settings get challenged, sometimes by our own success. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to keep a strong commitment to the affordability that's needed in our city. And this is one of many examples to come. Norman and I and others and Gordon and Malcolm, we're already beginning those negotiations around Ping Yun and public housing. And you know, I started that conversation already, and we're not letting it go at all. We're going to really embrace what we need to do to build low-income housing, affordable housing for everybody. We need to continue to make sure this is the city for the 100% of everybody. And so we'll work with the communities on that. Having said that, I love this very great example that we're, I think, exemplifying for the rest of the country. That when we have a possible displacement of valuable residents on the central subway site for the station in the middle of Chinatown, we take care of them. And I want to thank the SFMTA for bridging their lives where they live for all this period of time. It was a very delicate level of negotiations that had to happen with literally everybody in the community because we were all wanting the central subway to exist in Chinatown. But like many things, sometimes the good can become bad unless we handle that conversation in a very special way. We did that with the leadership of CCDC. Amidst a very kind of complicated election time where people were taking all kinds of positions on things, we said we're going to take care of everybody in the city. So that's why the 14 residences are so important to be included on this site. But it's that play of transportation, of being in an urban setting, of connecting that to housing, and we're going to do that on the other sites. We've got some great advice being given to us by what we're doing on 4th and Folsom. And again, city planning is helping to lead the way with dense housing above and connected to transportation corridors in the city. That's what Chinatown is seeing. That's what we're doing in South of Market with Supervisor Kim. That's what we're doing all over this city. That's what we're doing with the BRT coming down Van Ness, having delicate conversations about every stop and what it means to everybody in all the different parts of our community. Well, I like those conversations because we're all trying to get everybody into the success of this city. We should not have winners and losers in our city. Everybody has to have an opportunity to win. And that's why this site is so important, because it's complicated and we like that complication. By the way, as a construction site, 27% of the contractors on this are local people already being hired on this site. 67% minorities on this site. So the contractors and all their subcontractors are also complementing the values of the city while they're building this wonderful and beautiful housing. You're going to have some storefronts on Broadway that we haven't seen before. So people walk up from the waterfront all the way to North Beach and Chinatown. They're going to be welcome with retail space. They'll have a community room on this site. They'll have some neat open space for everybody to enjoy. And you know, we had this vision back in 2007 when we seized the opportunity as a community to get this site under our control, because today represents what that control meant. And I felt it when we opened up the Broadway apartments just a couple blocks down the road with the Willie Brown Center and Rose Pack Center, community rooms down there. We we kind of indicated that this whole corridor would be an exciting part for more of the housing, more of the things that we do. So I'm proud of all the agencies that have come together on this. Let's keep this momentum going for the city. Let's take these examples and tell the rest of the city and the rest of the country that you can mold great transportation with housing, with the quality of life, and get everybody to participate. Appreciate all of you for being here today, our captains here as well, keeping our city and our area safe. But the residents of this wonderful part of our town, your representatives, I am very proud of you, proud of the board of directors for CCDC. We're already reminiscing Candlestick. Gordon Chin wants to be there when Paul McCartney does the last concert, because he was there in 1966 when I was a real young guy. He was there for that concert. We're already talking about that, and it's a great history, but we take history and we mold it to the needs of today, and this is what this project means for everybody. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Get ready for all those pictures, okay? So coming up will be, of course, the Mayor, Supervisor Chu, Chuck Paley, if he's not here, Jim Henry, Kevin, Faison, Olson, and Rebecca Cook, and John Fungi will be the ones in the picture with the shovels, the good part. But I wanted to do something else first. I wanted to do a blessing, and I always do a people's blessings. In other words, you're going to join me in this, all right? So whenever I say, what's my word today? I changed it. I used Michael Jackson. This is it too many times. Let's see. Oh, very simple. Whenever I say we have come to, you respond with bless Broadway-Sansome. All right, we'll keep it real simple. 3 words. Got that? So whenever I say that. So here we go. From the shaking of our foundations to building a new one, we have come to bless Broadway-Sansome. From the rubble of Loma Prieta to the opportunity to build new homes, we have come to bless Broadway-Sansome. For the wonderful partnerships, the project team, and all the construction workers, we have come to bless Broadway-Sansome. And now may the spirit of peace, joy, hope bless all who step foot on this little corner that God has created. That's going to be a wonderful community called Broadway-Sansome. May I get an amen? Amen. All right, it's time for the pictures. Thank you.